Hello and welcome back to Cows. It's Friday, it's day 7, the last day of Cows Week. Except that the last day of Cows Week came a little bit sooner than most people had hoped. The reason? The weather. It was always on the cards that Friday was going to be a big day, but it was just a bit too big to run racing. Early in the morning we had a steady breeze of 20-25 knots gusting into 30, and with a forecast for it to build and the tide going against the breeze, it was all stacking up to one thing: 2 flags, N over A, no racing for the day. A great shame, real shame for a lot of people in classes where the racing's been closely contested. Today for a lot of people was their chance to get on top of the podium, but it wasn't to be. Anyway, that's how it is. We've had a fantastic week. Now what we'll do now though is, because it's a little bit boisterous out here, to get some paperwork out, we'll just head somewhere just a little quieter to give you a review and a summary of what went on during the week and who came away with the chocolates.
This is my first.
See, I've done 4.
8.
5 Cows Weeks now.
This is my
First one.
This is my first time.
First time.
Yeah, 4th time at Cows Week.
This is my 25th Cows Week.
Maybe 30.
35 Cows Week.
It's my first ever Cows Week.
And this is my second.
Yeah, 2nd Cows Week.
My 4th.
25 probably.
15 Cows Weeks.
And I think this is my 5th.
So I've done about 16 Cows Weeks.
Not going to tell you how many Cows Weeks I've done, but it's quite a few.
Cows Week is a lot of fun. It's always been my big regatta of the years.
The Solent is the most diverse and exciting place to race in the entire world, in my opinion, and Cows Week's the pinnacle of that.
Love the regatta, it's famous the world around.
And it's always just a real high point in the year.
I think there's something very special about it, really, isn't there?
And it's just so much fun. You just want to come back every year and race more.
I just don't know what else I'd do with my life, because I've just always done it.
I just like sailing with my family, and it's all like kind of a thing that we all get together.
He's a little cheeky monkey, isn't he? Winning your class at Cows Week is really quite some achievement. This is a difficult place to race. There's usually a very high standard of competition, and this year was absolutely no exception. But there are 2 trophies that are particularly hard to win. That's winning black and white group overall. So let's start with that, because in black group overall, the winner was Woof, Joe Richards, in one of the smallest boats here. Joe is, of course, one of the most experienced and accomplished sailors around. He's a designer, he's a builder, he's a hands-on engineer. In second place, it was Arcus. Now, that was a boat that was well worth watching this week, an Archambault 35. They were in IRC 3. They did incredibly well enough to finish second overall in black group. And in third place, another familiar name, Tony Mack in McFly in IRC1. Very impressive performance there. And I'll just quickly mention a couple of the others that stand out. Drumbeat, Contessa 32, another boat that we've seen here many times before. Fifth place, Whooper, Giovanni Belgrano's beautiful Laurent Giles design. Then we got Leon and so on. A real mix of boats in the black group. So when it came to white group, the boat that won overall was also a boat that had dominated its class during the week. Giles Peckham in Dauntless, the Daring. Things are strange when Giles isn't leading the fleet, to be honest, in the Daring, and I don't know how he does it, but he just manages it year after year. And in second place, it was Simon Clark's Jenny, a Sonar. A very impressive performance from them, and some very competitive racing in their class too. But there were plenty of other impressive performances in white group. Boats and names that we kept mentioning all through the week. Among them was Men Behaving Badly in the Flying 15. They were always at the front. China White in the Etchells, Astrolita in the XODs, and so the list went on. Of course, one of the things that makes Cowes Week so special is the range of boats and the number of classes that are here. So it makes it very hard to actually do justice to the results. But I'll pick out a few of the performances and classes that struck me, having watched them race during the week. And in IRC Class 0, it was Peter Morton in Jean Genie, the Fast 40 Plus, that won. In fact, in that class, it was the Fast 40s that got right up to the front. Jean Genie, Kumbu and Ran, all Fast 40 Pluses. Gladiator, the TP52, was tricky for them. They couldn't really get far enough ahead each time, particularly in the light weather, to beat the Fast 40s. In IRC Class 1, it was Tony Max McFly, the J111, that won that class. Quite a lot of ones there, followed by Journeymaker. And in third place in this class, a boat that I was watching quite closely during the week, and that's Ian Atkins Icy, Melges 37. Very interesting new breed of Grand Prix racer. From what I saw on the water and then what I read on the score sheet, IRC Class 2 was probably one of, if not the most closely fought classes of the lot. And it had some regular names that we've seen at the top of the table year after year. But winning it, it was David Frank's Leon, who just beat Adam Gosling's Yes by 1 point by the end of the regatta, and then duped John Cooper's J on equal points at 12. And then it was Stiletto, another J, and Incognito, a Beneteau 40.7. So quite a range of boats there, but it was really, really close racing. At one point, I think there was 3 or 4 boats all sharing the same total points. So it all went down to the very last race. In IRC Class 3, it was Arcus that took the win, just beating Elaine again by 3 points in the end, but good performances from both of those teams. When it comes to the white group classes, there was an awful lot to talk about there, but I can't rattle through the whole lot. But here's a few of the ones that really stood out for me. Giles Peckham in Dauntless in the Daring class, just basically cleaned up. 7 points, and in second place, 23 points. Says it all. But in some classes, it wasn't only about the points and the winning margin. In the Dragon class, the story was all about one extraordinary boat that had just been restored. Blue Bottle, Prince Philip's Dragon from the 50s. Not only was she beautiful to look at, but at the hands of Graham Bailey and his crew, they proved to be really quite difficult to beat. As if to mark their intent, they won the first 3 races hands down. They got a 4th, then a 2nd, and so it went on. For this classic boat, with so much history, so much pedigree, to be out there at all, let alone beating the modern boats, was extraordinary. In the white group, there are quite a few classes that have a close association with Cowes, but none more so than the Flying 15 that was, after all, designed by Uffa Fox, who lived here. And I say that because I've always found the Flying 15 class pretty interesting, but in previous years they haven't really had the numbers. This year they did, had a really good fleet, but it was the same people at the front. It was Rupert Manda and Men Behaving Badly that took the overall trophy, but Charles and Charlie Apthorpe were in 4 wins, they were second, and Graham Deegan in Flip Flop. But it was great to see them back out with a decent sized fleet. And when it comes to big fleets, no final result summary could be complete without mentioning the XODs, frequently one of the biggest classes here at Cowes Week. And in that class, it was Fraser Graham in Astrolita that came out on top. But it wasn't easy going for them, and it made for some fascinating racing to watch. So that's it, the end of Cows Week 2021. It's been a very special Cows Week. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a difficult year. Of course, many of us wondered whether it would even take place. It couldn't last year, but thank goodness it did. And that's the overriding emotion here. For everyone who came here and participated, it was getting back out on the water, getting back out racing that was so important. And while we lost the final day, we had the full range of conditions, everything from flat calm to calling it off. But I don't think anybody's going to be complaining. Getting out there was what mattered. So before we go, one final thank you to all of you who've been watching, who've been following and who've been sending us messages. We read them all and it really counts, and I'm so pleased you enjoyed it. Keep spreading the word, keep liking us. Until next time.